All right, we're going to take a look at IXL T5, the area and circumference of circles. We may have to first review the parts of a circle. So the blue line that is shown right now on this circle is called the radius. The radius goes halfway across a circle. Okay, and this is important because when we go to use the formula, sometimes we're going to use the radius and sometimes we're going to use the diameter. Okay, the second thing to always look at is to see what the question is asking. And it's asking for the circumference. So we need the formula that starts with the capital C from our formula sheet. So here's the formula sheet. And our circle's at the very bottom, and it says circumference equals 2 times pi times r. So circumference equals 2 times pi times r. R is our radius, okay? So circumference is going to be equal to 2 times, I'm going to use parentheses, and it's asking us to use 3.14 for pi. That will make a difference because it'll round it for you, times the radius in this case, which is 1. So some of these questions you're going to need a calculator for. So 2 times 3.14 times 1, which really doesn't matter, is 6.28. Oh, I missed the decimal. Okay. The diameter of the circle is 2 feet. What is the circumference? So I would highly recommend that you do this in the app so that you can circle what it's asking for and circle what it gives you. If you remember from the formula sheet, the circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. And it's giving us the diameter. The diameter goes the entire way across the circle. If the radius only goes halfway across the circle, it's going to be half of the diameter. Half of the diameter is 1. So this is going to be 2 times 3.14 times 1. It's the same exact question we just did. So our answer is 6.28. The radius of the circle is 2 kilometers. What is the area? So the radius is 2. And what is the area? So we haven't worked with area yet. So we need to go to our formula sheet and look for the capital A. Down here at the bottom, the circle says capital A. I'm in the bottom left corner if you're not sure what I'm looking at. It says A equals pi times the radius squared. So pi times the radius squared. So pi is 3.14 times the radius 2 to the second power. 2 to the second power means 2 times 2, which is 4. So 3.14 times 4 gives us 12.56. If you're not doing these with me, you should grab a calculator and practice. The circumference of the circle is 31.4. What is the diameter? Oh, this one's a little tricky. So we know we're using the circumference formula. Circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. Okay? 2 times the radius actually equals what? 2 times the radius is the diameter, because the diameter goes the whole way across, remember? And the radius only goes halfway. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite the formula. Circumference equals diameter times pi. Why am I rewriting it? Because it's asking for the diameter. okay? So the circumference equals, so C equals 31.4. And we need to know in this formula what D is. So this is an equation. How would we solve this equation? Well, we know what pi is. So I'm actually going to erase that. And I'm going to put in 3.14 and a multiplication symbol, right? Okay, so if I wanted to get D by itself, and this is multiplication, the opposite is to divide. So 31.4 divided by 3.14 gives me 10. So the diameter is 10. The area of the circle is 28.26 square kilometers. What is the radius? Okay, so thinking about that formula sheet, area equals pi times the radius squared. And what do we know? We know the area is 28.26. We know pi is 3.14, and we're trying to find what the radius is. Okay, so just like in the last equation, this is an equation again. I have 3.14 times r squared. So what am I going to do? Divide by 3.14 on both sides of the equation. So 28.26 divided by 3.14 gives me 9. 9 doesn't equal r though. 9 equals r squared. So what does that mean? That means I have some number times itself that gives me this. So that means I need to take the square root of 9. Okay, the square root of 9 is going to be 3. So r, or the radius, equals 3. 3 times 3 gives me 9. The diameter of the circle is 6 feet. What is the circumference? So circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. Or we said we could use the formula circumference equals the diameter times pi. Okay? Because 2 times r equals the diameter. So if the diameter is 6, circumference equals 6 times 3.14. So that gives me 18.84. I'm going to go to a SMART score of 80 because that's what I'm expecting of you. If you think you got it, you can stop watching. The radius of the circle is 6.7 meters. What is the area? So area equals pi times the radius squared. So area equals 3.14 times 6.7 squared. I am using a calculator. So it says round to the nearest hundredth. So I got 140.9546. The hundredth place value is right here. The 4 behind it is lower than 5, so you would drop everything off. Okay, I hope this helps. Good luck. If you have questions, email myself or Miss Green.